yes, if you are a subscriber, and like for me, this upcoming year is going to be about intentionality, moving with purpose. Most of you all, everybody should know that this is my first year in this particular business, Digital Marketing Maven. So it's just been different. Like things didn't happen the way I thought they would. It turned out much better than I expected. But I ended up having to try to keep up with my business versus, being prepared for it. So I think strategic planning helps you to be prepared for what's coming your way, or at least you'll have the opportunity to have room for what's coming your way because you have some sort of expectations and you know what type of results you will be getting. So it's a lot easier to pivot and change and manage things if you have a plan. So I had a plan, but my plan, it just didn't go the way I thought it would. So next year I'll have the opportunity to be a lot more intentional. So I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes to get for a few more people to jump on, and then I'm gonna get started. Drop a comment or questions, anything you want me to touch on. I will do Q&A just about any digital marketing questions you might have, any business related questions you have, systems, processes, anything. Just drop a question and I will answer them. Hey Khalil. How is everybody doing? Tell me how y'all doing. How are y'all holding up? How was your Christmas? Any plans for New Year's? I hope y'all gonna be at home and not out spreading the Rona. Don't be a little Rona spreader, okay? But I'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to cover is just what is strategic planning. I think we all, know what a plan is and how to follow a plan. But strategic planning is really about knowing what goals you want to accomplish, even if it's just starting at an end point and then working your way back of how do I reach this goal? So for example, say you want to make $100,000 next year. If that's your overall goal for the year, then you need to start there and say, okay, I know I want to make $100,000 next year. So what do I need to do to get there in order to make that $100,000? Personally, I would break that down, and 100,000, that's the six figures. That's the number that everybody's always after, and it's an easy number to break down. Which I probably should have did the math before I started this. So if somebody want to put those numbers in the comments. But so if you want to make $100,000, then you need to figure out what is that amount per quarter, right? So it's 4 quarters in a year. So in each of those quarters, how much money do you need to make in order to meet your $100,000 goal? And also keeping in mind, is your $100,000 goal a actual what you take home, or is that what you make? Because a lot of people talk about how much money they made in their business, but how much did you spend to make that money? How much did you what is your actual profit after your expenses has been taken out? So think about if that's also, I personally in my business, I don't have a lot of overhead. I don't have to have a building. I can work anywhere, as long as I have the internet. I don't have to buy products. I don't have to do a lot of inventory and things like that. So for my business, I don't have a lot of overhead. But if you know your business has a lot of overhead, you need to know how much you need to spend and have a budget for what you need to spend next year regarding inventory. If you need to buy clothes or jewelry or whatever it is you're selling. So what is that budget? And then after you have spent that money, then what is your profit? How much do you want to bring home? That's different, between, net income and your actual profit. Okay. So just think about it in that way. So going back to the $100,000. Hey y'all. Hey Jennifer, Courtney. Thanks for joining, y'all. Again, make sure you're subscribed to my email list. The link is in my bio, and then I also have the link pinned down here at the bottom. So going back to the $100,000. So if you know that's what you want to make after your expenses, then you need to break that down by quarter. And then what does that look like for each month in that quarter? How much do I need to make for the quarter? And then each month in that quarter, how much do I need to bring in order to meet my overall $100,000 goal, right? So when you break it down by the quarter and by the month, it makes $100,000, $50,000, $20,000, $10,000 a lot more digestible. It seems a lot more attainable when you break it down by quarter and by month. If you think, I just got to make this money, but you don't have any goals set, you're not intentional about it, it's going to be very hard to reach that goal. It's going to be very challenging to you, and it's going to seem more like a burden versus something you're excited to work towards. Like, we all love to check boxes. We all love to achieve goals. So if you break it down like that, it just helps you. And then it also helps with your strategic planning, because if you look up and it's you're halfway through the second month in the quarter, or you're at the end of the quarter, you realize, oh, I'm not near my goal. So what do I need to do to get to my quarterly goal? Do I need to run a promotion? Do I need to run some ads on Facebook or Instagram? Do I need to do a giveaway? Do I need to jump on live and interact with my audience? Like, you just have to think like, okay, I'm at the end of my quarter, I haven't met my goal, so what do I need to do to increase sales? Does that make sense? Drop a comment if that makes sense, or I should explain that a little bit more about breaking down your overall financial goal for the year. Let me know if that's making sense. So then you're like, okay, well, I got a financial goal, but how am I going to get there? So that's where the real strategic planning comes in. So what are the steps that you're going to take to reach that $100,000 or whatever that quarterly goal is? I think that's like, is that like $8,000 a quarter? I mean, a month? Something like that. So what are you going to do? What steps, what strategies are you going to take in order to meet your monthly goal? So does that mean I need to send out how many emails do I need to send? Email marketing. Do I need to run ads? Like, do I need to be tailoring my social media content? Am I having a new product launch? Am I launching a new service? Like, you just really have to think about what are all the things that you need to do in order to make that goal attainable, right? So if you're selling something you have one product, and it's $50. How many of those $50 products do you need to sell to meet your monthly goal that leads to your quarterly goal, that leads to your overall yearly goal? So it's like, dang, I gotta sell a whole lot of these in order to make that $8,000 or whatever this month in order to meet my overall goal. So that lets you know what? Hey, y'all. I'm trying to wave at everybody. I'm so happy you guys are joining. Again, make sure you're subscribed to my email list. The link is pinned, or the link is in my bio. But going back to the topic at hand, sorry about that. So if you realize what you are selling and what you have is not enough, and it's not like feasible for you to meet your overall goal, then that means you need to pivot. That means you need to add a new product line, get new products, increase your prices if possible. Think of different ways to bring revenue in from whatever it is you have going on. Like, I don't believe in, okay, this is my business, so this is all I'm going to do. Like, that's not creating multiple ways to make money off your business. If you already went through the process of setting up your website and putting everything out there, why not find multiple ways to monetize your site or monetize what you have going on? And I'll use myself as an example, right? So I help small business owners who want to get started in their business. That's a whole line of services, from building websites to strategy sessions, coaching sessions, things like that. I also help people who are already in business who need help improving their business and increasing their sales. So that's two different ways that I can make money from my business. Beyond that, I also do digital products. Like over the holidays, Black Friday, I did the planner. I'm not the planner. The holiday sales guide, where I was giving out information to people who, you know, are in retail sales, e-commerce stores. So then I make money off digital goods. So it feels good to wake up in the morning time and there are notifications where people have purchased your digital goods and you didn't have to do anything. You spent the time to make it that one time, however long that took you, and then you can sell it. So imagine an e-guide, ebook. Say it takes you a few hours to create it, right? 3, 4, 5 hours out of your day, 6, you know, however long it takes you, one time. But you can make, and somebody, if you sell it 100 times, times 20, what does that equal? You know what I'm saying? So that's the way you need to think about it. And then also, you know, coming up, you know, in 2021, I plan to have some merchandise for sale as well. So that's now 4 ways that I can monetize my one business. So, you know, it makes it a lot easier to think about how you can reach that overall goal when you have different ways to bring in revenue. Does that make sense? Let me know if that's making sense to y'all. So the goal is to not just start a business and, you know, you want to stay in your lane and you want to do well in your lane, but also think of other ways that you can make passive income or other ways you can monetize, you know, what you have going on to increase your overall income. Does that make sense? I hope so. So, I'm just looking at my list of everything. So another thing with strategic planning is like, it's really hard to determine where you're going if you don't know where you've been and you haven't been paying attention to how your previous year's performance was. So I would like, now is a good time. The year is winding down. The year is over, you know. So if you haven't already, you know, I would encourage you to do as soon as possible to look at your numbers from 2020. How many sales did you make this year? Like how much money did you actually make? How much did you actually spend? You know, how did your audience grow, your subscribers? You know, what products and services performed well, which ones didn't perform so well, you know, and then that way you can go in and make real strategic decisions about, okay, I'm no longer offering this service, or I need to add something to this service, or I spent entirely too much money this year, so how can I stay within my budget, you know, for spend in 2021? You know, just thinking about it like that. And, you know, like if you have a website, the back end of your website should, if it's set up properly and you've been using it, you know how to go back there, I'm assuming you do, it should have all of your analytics. It should break down how many website visitors you had every month, every day, really, the sales you made over time, like where your traffic was coming from, you know. So like where your traffic is coming from, that's very important. I know I get more traction from what I put out on Instagram versus Facebook. For some reason, Facebook is just not, and it's probably because I don't nurture it either, and I've never been a big Facebook user. I'm on there, but I don't really use it that often. But I know the majority of the traction for my business is coming from Instagram. So that helps me make strategic decisions about what are the type of things that I need to be doing on Instagram to get attention for my business. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's hard, you know, when there's nobody here like, yeah, that's right. So drop me a comment if I'm making sense, or, you know, if I need to clarify a little more. But you need to know where your traffic is coming from, what things are, you know, popular, and then that way in 2021 you can make decisions strategically about your business. Like, it's very hard to reach a goal and to get anywhere without really being strategic and intentional. You don't just do things. You don't just jump out here and say, well, this sounds like a good idea, or I see Susie doing this, so that seems like a good idea for my business. That's not going to work for you. You have to be authentic. You have to be original, you know, and you need to do what works for you. You know, I see a lot of people, like my peers and people that do what I do, and I see what's really popular is like the reels, and they're like dancing and like pointing to the like facts. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And I'm like, I don't have time for that, and I really don't feel like doing it. So I'm not gonna make myself feel like that's something I have to do to get, attention or to get traction for my business. I'm gonna do the things that resonate with me, that are exciting to me and fun to me, versus what's popular. Because when you try to keep up with trends and doing trendy things, you're never gonna win. Like, you need to do what's authentic to you and what feels good to you, because your audience that resonates with your audience. Authenticity is always gonna resonate with your audience. So do things that are natural to you and that you actually enjoy doing. Your business should be fun. It shouldn't be a burden. It shouldn't feel like, oh my God, now I gotta go create a reel, get cute and dance and jump and change. I can't do it. I'm not knocking it. I think it's cute. If my clients, if they're interested in it, I would say do it. It's effective. Reels are, since Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok, they are really promoting the reels and making them, you're getting more views on them. So that means your business is getting in front of more people, right? So reels are great, but do it in your way. Do it in a way that does not make you dislike running your business. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I want to get into, and if there are any questions about strategic planning, let me know. And I'll go ahead and tell you guys. So let's see if I can pull them up real quick and try to show you guys. So the freebie is actually a planning sheets. They're planning sheets that I created. Let me try to get this without tearing everything up over here. I have a question. How far out do you plan? That's a good question, and I'm glad you asked, because I was supposed to address that. I have taken, I've been off from work. A lot of people don't know this. I guess they think I do this full time. It seems like it, but I don't. I do have a job. I'm a marketing manager in the daytime for a global company. I work in higher education. We help colleges and universities market their brand online. So that's true. This truly is my background. Somebody does pay me a real salary and paycheck to do this. This is like what I do, okay? But my job, we shut down for the holiday and we've been out for 2 weeks. So I've really taken this time to, number one, catch up with all my clients and projects that I have going on, but also to plan out my 2021. Because like I said, my business it's doing well, but it's not what I set out to do per se, in the way that I'm doing it. So now that I see like my niche and how I fit into the, this equation and like what I'm doing, how it resonates with people and the services people come to me for, now I can really drill down on like what I want to offer and actually be a marketer. I don't feel like I was a marketer for my business this year. Like, not in the way that I know how to do it, like actually running campaigns, actually, like picking a topic, I guess you could say, and consistently producing content on that topic. That's how you run a campaign. You don't just throw something out there and then you're done. No, a campaign is something you continuously have several different marketing efforts for. Like, you may have ads for it, you may have emails, you social media content. Like, you probably have several different creative pieces for a particular campaign. Does that make sense? I know that's unfamiliar probably to a lot of people, but let me know if that doesn't make sense. So getting back to answer the question about how far you plan out, I actually have planned out for the entire year. I know every single campaign that I want to run in 2021 for my business already. In fact, I've already gotten with my graphic designer that I work with, because I do have some people that do some of the graphic design work and some of the social media work and stuff like that for me. Under my direct, like in conjunction with me or whatever. Like, I don't have employees yet. We're going to claim that in the name of Jesus. Yes. But right now I work with other contractors and freelancers to produce the things that I need, and take some of the things off my plate. But I've already gotten with my graphic designer and requested even the graphics for my campaigns for January through May. Then in May, I'll request my next set of graphics. So that's how far out I plan, because again, in order to truly reach a goal, you have to be intentional. You don't get to a place, truly successful people don't get to the place that we consider successful by just doing stuff. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, you might luck up and something might work out in your favor, but really, you need to have a plan and you need to follow that plan. So I already know what promotions, what campaigns I'm gonna run, and they're set out through the... y'all with me? I know what creative and what content pieces I want to create for next year. All of that's done. Like, all I have to do is really execute on it, and I'm going to spend the next few days setting up processes and systems for the execution so things can be on auto. Like I said, I have a full-time job. I'm a marketing manager. I have a lot of responsibility. I work with a lot of people at work as well, so it's no way for me to be successful there and in my business without really being intentional and really planning out the things that I want to do, right? I'm only one person. So, for instance, how do you know what to plan for? It's easy. Black Friday comes every year. Just like your rent come due every month on the 1st, and you got to pay it. Okay, Black Friday is coming. So what do you want to plan to do for Black Friday 2021? Are y'all there? Are y'all with me? Drop a comment if you can see me, you can hear me. Because my video paused. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Y'all with me? Okay, wait. Okay, I see a comment, so I guess I'm still live. Sorry. But Black Friday is coming every year, right? So you can know when, okay, if it takes... A lot of things come from China, like when we're ordering wholesale or whatever. So if it takes 3 months to get what you need to sell or like whatever you want, why would you wait till October to plan for Black Friday when you could have just, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. That's how you're being strategic. What holidays are coming up that you may want to have a promotion around? Labor Day is a popular holiday where people have sales and things like that. Labor Day comes every year. You could plan for that. You can plan for your sales. You can plan your creative, and and when you plan far out, then you can be even more creative because you're not just flying by the wind. Like, you have a very strategic plan in place, and so that helps, right? So think about it. Just think about like some of the things that you would need to plan for over the next year. And holidays that are coming up. Black History Month is coming up. Do you want to do something for Black businesses? Memorial Day, Valentine's Day, like I said, Black Friday, Labor Day. Think about those things. And then there are specific holidays. I know I see one of my clients for 2021. We're getting started. And she's a fitness trainer. May is like Fitness Awareness Month or week or something like that. So if you're a trainer and that's coming, you can be planning to have some sort of promotion around that specific holiday. I think the first week in March is Women's International History, something like that in March. So then you can go in there and start thinking about what kind of things you want to do for Women's History Month. That's a popular thing. Like, do you want to have a promotion? You want to have a discount? You want to have a special t-shirt? When you strategically plan and you lay everything out in advance, you have time to get everything set up for that campaign. Does that make sense, y'all? I hope so. Because that's exactly how I do. Like, I know like what all I ever want to do. I just kind of plan it all out because I don't have a lot of time to do things on the fly. Like, I have to have a plan. So I have a question. Do you give yourself a flexibility to align with current events, or do you keep your plan? You absolutely want to have flexibility. Like, you do need to be able to pivot. Like, if something happens, that's going on in the media, or something becomes very popular, then you need to have room to jump on that. Because if it's something that's trending and you can create a piece of content, is it a blog post? Is it a meme? Is it some kind of e-guide to solve a problem? You want to be able to jump on that and capitalize on that moment, right? Like, for instance, I don't know if Soraya is on, but my client, Manifest Your Purpose, and we didn't even talk about this. She just popped out with it, and I was like, okay. But when Senator Harris, Madam Vice President was when it was announced that they had won the election, she instantly came out with a promo and a graphic and, had a promotion in celebration of that. That is how you jump into current events and you capitalize off of a moment. So if something is happening and it's popular and everybody's talking about it, then you can create a piece of content that will align with that moment, and you will normally gain traction by using the right hashtags as well. So I hope that makes, oh, yes, correct me, Jennifer, Soror, Madam Vice President. Okay. So yeah, any other questions, let me know. I'm going to try to show y'all, give y'all a little sneak peek of these planner sheets without tearing up everything over here. Hold on. So the planner sheets, let's see. I just got this new laptop, y'all. I'm trying to, sometimes I be feeling like a granny trying to work with the technology. So I hope y'all can see these. See this. So this is the planner sheets, and it is like 8 pages. Hopefully y'all can see them. Let me know if you can't see this and I'm just wasting everybody's time trying to show y'all. But the planner sheets, they come with directions that clearly break down, how to set up your goals. Lord, let me get off of this. If y'all subscribe to my website, click the link in my bio for the planner sheets, then you'll get them and you'll be able to see them. But it is like 5 planning pages that will help you break out your goal by the year. Like, you will set your yearly goals, and then you will set your quarterly goals, then you will set your monthly goals, and then I have a task sheet. So for each of your goals, you can use the task sheet to kind of list out all of the things you need to accomplish to reach that goal, right? Because you can't reach a goal without steps and a plan to get there. So I created those for you guys, and I hope you will take the time to download them and use them. I want to see you be successful in your business, but you really don't gain true success, and you don't gain as much as you stand to gain and as much as you can accomplish if you don't have a solid plan in place. So that's the whole purpose, my whole purpose in talking about this. Also, I want to just also say that I am accepting new clients for 2021. I do have strategy sessions becoming available again on January 4th. You can go ahead and book them now. If you need help with your strategic plan, I would love to help you. I'm very good at looking at the big picture and breaking it down and figuring out the process and the steps to get there. So, link in bio. Link is in the comments pinned. So if you need any help, just let me know. And also remember, drop questions if you have any. So the next thing I want to talk about are my top lessons that I learned this year. I mentioned it a couple of times just about how I had to pivot in my business. Honestly, I thought it was kind of unrealistic. Like, now thinking back to what I really thought I would be doing, it was so like far-fetched, and I know I'm going to get there. It's just like, you got to build first, girl. Like, I thought I was coming out like Superwoman, okay? Agency, boom, like. So anyway, I really wanted to work with bigger Black-owned firms or companies to help them improve their business. I never really thought that it would be helping people launch their business. And I really don't even know what happened or how I got there to where that's where I pivoted to. But that's what came to me. Like, once I put my business out there, that was mostly what came to me. And I'm like, okay, here's a niche. Black women, and most of my clients are Black women. I have some men as well. Black women are leaving corporate America at alarming rates. I made a post about this not too long ago, and we're just tired. We're tired of being overlooked. We're tired of not being compensated appropriately. We're tired of microaggressions. The list goes on. Yeah, if you work in corporate America, you know what I'm talking about. So because of that, a lot of women are leaving and just creating their own thing. So because of that, that really created a lane for me, because now with my background in entrepreneurship and my background in digital marketing, it helps me, to be able to relate to you guys that, are aspiring business owners or need help with your business. And so like it was perfect, right? And my overall goal was to help people in our community, so it just worked out. So I had to pivot from this really huge thing that I thought I would be doing to really like use this year to build and, do some learning, because I actually learned a lot too this year as well as I was growing. So it's been quite the journey, but I will say the number one lesson is being willing to pivot. If something doesn't work out in the way that you thought it was gonna work out, then you have to be ready to move on to the next thing. You don't give up. You don't just stop. If you just stop and you just quit, it wasn't a real goal. It wasn't a real thing for you. And I said what I said on that. Like if you quit when there's adversity, it never was for you. Period. So that's my take on it. So you just have to be able to pivot. You have to be open to change. You have to be open to doing things differently. And that's how you really find your lane, just by being open. Don't be stagnant. Don't feel like, well, this is what I wanted to do, so that's all I'm going to do. You won't grow that way. You will not grow that way. So that's my number one goal. My number two goal is process. Process. Like I said, I have a lot to balance by having a job and doing this. And so I noticed like about in May, June, somewhere towards maybe the mid to end of summer, I was like, it's too much going on. I had processes in place, but I'm doing a lot of emailing, like one-off meetings, just a lot of things that were consuming a lot of my time, but it wasn't allowing me to actually work on my business and actually produce for my clients. So that's when I realized I needed to get some systems in place. And so at that point, I started, using a scheduler where people could go in and pick time and schedule themselves. That's convenient for the both of us. Then us going round and round about, okay, I'm available at 2. And they're like, no, I can only speak at 3:30. Well, I can't talk to you till 5. That's a lot of wasted time. It's inefficient, and I don't like that, and it's not good for you, and it's really not a good experience either for your customer and overall, or your client. Overall, you want them to have a good experience with you. So I had to, implement a calendar and a scheduling system. Then I was getting like text messages here, emails here, people DMing me here. I cannot keep all of that communication and remember who told me what when it's all over the place. It just like things are gonna fall through the cracks. Like you need to keep your communication in one place. So then I went and set up a client portal, and that's so that's a whole new process. And then it helped me eliminate some other steps. I was having to go and create a proposal by hand. I was having to create an invoice by hand. Then I was having to get our electronic agreement done by hand. It was just so many manual things that were taking up a lot of my time that was taken away from me actually performing my work. So when I set up the client portal, it was an all-in-one type of CRM system, so I can invoice, send brochures, communicate with my clients, get them fully onboarded, keep all my communication and files in one place per client without having to go into my email and manually do it. It just was a huge game changer for me by putting real systems and real processes in place. And also, getting help. Like, I am a one-woman show for the most part, but I do reach out to other contractors and freelancers to help me, do certain parts or to create for me. I may give them the idea and they create things for me, and that frees up my time. Yes, there's a cost with that, and so it takes time to get to a point where you have money to where you can afford to invest that way, but you need to get there, know that you need to do it when you can, as soon as you can, because it will save you time and you can make more money. Like, if you invest in your business, you will see the return. You just have to invest in your business, and there's no way around it. So that's 2 lessons, process and pivot. My third lesson is P. And I did do that intentional, like my 3 Ps. But the third one is people. I learned a lot about people in 2020, okay? And I think my customers, my clients also learned a lot about people in 2020 because, you know, like as you interact with people on a business level, that's different than on a personal level. And like, you know, when you can deal with money and things like that. And when you're starting a business, it's just your interactions change, right? So about people, I would say, not me specifically, but a lesson like some of my clients learned and experienced or felt was like, why aren't my friends supporting me? Why don't my friends repost my content? Why don't my friends purchase from me? And my only thing I can tell you is sometimes it takes other outside people to support you first before the people closest to you. Like, I don't understand it. I don't feel like I personally experienced that this go around. But a lot of people do, and they wonder why, you know, why won't people support me? You know, first of all, make sure you got your stuff together and it's something that's worth supporting, you know. A lot of people don't want to put their name on something that might be a little jank, you know, so you make sure you come correct, right? So that's number one. And number two, you know, sometimes it's just not there, and that's okay. They're not your people. I mean, it's okay. Like, I wouldn't take it personal. I feel like the people who are going to support your business and who are interested in what you have, they will find you. You know, y'all will get connected, you know, so I wouldn't worry about that. I wouldn't put too much weight on it, and I wouldn't even take it personal because it ain't personal. This is business, you know. So I would say that's one lesson about people. Another lesson about people is you have to nurture. It really is about building relationships and nurturing those relationships, and you know, like treating people like people, you know, like they're your customers, they're your clients, but also they're people, they have things going on, you know, and just being empathetic and trying to be understanding, you know, and being there for them. And, you know, and my business is real personal. We talk often, you know, so you want to like have that human aspect and, you know, not try to be so cut and dry, because that's not how you form relationships and ongoing partnerships with people. It really is about building rapport. It really is about building a relationship with them. And then also, you know, another lesson I learned about people is just setting the right expectations from the beginning. I think, you know, one thing for me that I learned is like, I have to break down what I'm thinking and make sure people understand. And that's probably why I've said so many times, y'all understand? Does that make sense? Because I recognize I can just be going on and on about a topic because I'm in my bag. Like, this is what I do and I know a lot about it. Not realizing, because I'm like, well, they're intelligent, they get it, you know, but not realizing this ain't what you do. Like, you don't know a whole lot about it, so I may need to slow down and make sure you're actually understanding what I'm talking about. So that was a very important and powerful lesson for me, because my whole thing is about empowerment. It is about helping people understand how to run and operate their business so they can be successful. I don't try to lock people in and withhold knowledge so they have to come back to me and they got to rely on me. I don't want you to be dependent on me. If you want to continue to work with me after your business is launched, great. I have a solution for you, and we're going to, you know, take it up even further. But I want you to have that's optional. Like, you should be set up and have enough knowledge to get out here and really work your business. So that, you know, that's my goal. And so I learned that I really have to make sure people actually are following and understand, and I'm not just talking over their head and they're like, what are you talking about, Sammy? I'm gonna have to Google it after we get off the phone. No, I don't want that to be the case. So that was definitely, you know, something that I learned this year. So if you guys had anything that you learned this year in your business or just in general, you know, drop it in the comments. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Hey Camille, hey cuz. Hey y'all. I'm so glad that you guys joined. I hope you'll subscribe to my email list. The link is in my bio. It's pinned here. And once you subscribe, you'll be able to just automatically download the planner sheets. I think they're going to be really helpful. If you download them and you use them, I would love to have some feedback. I would love to know how you feel about them and if they were useful to you and your business. You know, I let y'all in on a little secret. You know, somebody on this live might be releasing a planner in 2021. Like a full planner. Somebody. That's me. So, you know, I'm releasing these sheets kind of, this is not like the what I'll be releasing later next year. It's just more of a test run to see, you know, how people feel about it. Like how, like, is how I lay it out useful. So any feedback, positive, negative, constructive criticism, I'm here for it. I'm always looking to improve and be better, and I can handle that. So if you download them and use them, you know, email me or, you know, DM me and let me know if you find them helpful. They are absolutely free. All you got to do is subscribe. I'm not even about to, you know, sometimes people say I have something free, and as soon as you get the free thing, they try to sell you something. That is not going to happen at all. You know, grab this freebie and get to planning and being intentional about your 2021 and achieving your goals. So I think that covers everything. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah. I think that covers everything. Thank y'all for joining. I will post this to my story. I mean my page. If you want to, you know, rewind it back to see the whole thing. And then when I post it, drop me a comment and let me know if you thought this was helpful or if you enjoyed it. And also let me know of any other topics you would like for me to talk about, and I will. But yeah, that's all I have.